First, let's take a closer look at our options for strumming and picking with our fingers. Check it out. So up until now, you've heard and seen me strumming with my thumb, which is a very common way to do it. I like it because it gives me a lot of control and a slightly darker sound. When I use my index finger instead, naturally the nail will be hitting the strings, and that'll give me a brighter sound that I like for different reasons. The thumb, index fingernail. Oftentimes I end up combining my index finger and my middle finger like this. There's not really a huge difference in the sound. I guess it just feels like a more natural way to hold my fingers. It's also worth trying an upstroke with your thumb. Now we get the brighter sound of the nail. And of course, if we try an upstroke with our index finger, we get the duller sound of the skin instead of the nail. Keep in mind that when you do that, it's hard to avoid hitting the A string, but don't worry about that for now, as we're just exploring the different sounds we can get out of our right hand. Now, these are the most common ways to finger strum, but outside of the world of classical guitar playing, the right hand approach really is the Wild West. Once you start paying attention to this, you'll see that so many guitar players have entirely their own approach to the right hand, and they get very different results out of it that are all good for different reasons. So I always encourage you to experiment with anything that sounds and feels good to you. So now let's try a simple example where we'll strum our G chord on the top 4 strings, just like we did earlier. But now you can try out some different ways to strum. Try with your thumb. Try with your index finger. Try with your middle finger. Try the upstroke with your thumb, or even your index finger. And just try to pay attention to all the different sounds you get that way. We'll play the chord 8 times, and then as always, we're going to end on a G chord that we let ring. Now let's try this out together. So I'm going to count us in with the usual 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll strum the G chord on every beat 1. I highly recommend you just watch and listen this first time around to see if you can pick up the different sounds I'm getting from my right hand. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and end.